Bridges and Nina Norman. And the tip won back by one of 4 players for TCU that stand 6'7" or taller. They're the oldest roster in the nation. They're also the tallest roster on average as well. And they've got Olivia Miles too. Olivia Miles, the biggest transfer haul in college basketball. The former Notre Dame Fighting Irish player wearing number 5. Miles back with it, with only 7 to shoot. And she, outside, finds Marta Suarez, who right on cue fires the 3. Comes up a little short. Tarleton State starting 5. Got Jones, Malinka, and Long at the guard spots. Engelman and Lubert, a larger front line for a mid-major program, Tarleton State.
They still don't have the size advantage going up against a team like TCU, so they have to use their quickness and speed to their advantage.
They get it right into Lubert, right off the bat, grabs an offensive rebound and forces Clara Silva into a foul. What does that tell you about what Bill Brock wants to do tonight?
Well, their first few plays typically of every game is scripted, and so you can tell this was the game plan. Get it inside, try to get an easy look, draw a foul. Great execution to start the game. Played
in France as a pro, and Lubert has a really high ceiling, a chance to be a very quality player, and Bill Brock's just trying to draw more out of her in Stephenville in her first season.
Yeah, still has some things to figure out, but once she gets going, I mean, she's going to be a really tough player to stop down low with her size, her footwork, great hands as well. So, I mean, she can do a little bit of everything down low.
At 6'6", going to be a problem in the WAC. There's no doubt about it. Meanwhile, for TCU, they've gone with their starting lineup every game this season, and they boast the highest scoring trio in the nation, Hunter, Miles, and Suarez. That's Hunter out of the corner for 3, and it clangs off. 11 threes a ball game for TCU. 3-point U here in Fort Worth since Mark Campbell came to town and brought his pick and roll offense. Little backdoor cut. Kiriana Jones beats her player all the way to the glass but can't finish.
Doesn't get it to go, but great job there reading the defense. They're overplaying you. What do? You backdoor cut, go immediately to the rim.
Olivia Miles reading that defense. They're 2 and 3 last time out against McNeese State at home. Came up short to the Cowgirls by 2 despite leading by 4 heading to the 4th quarter of that game.
You can't leave really anyone open on this TCU team, but especially someone like Olivia Miles. I mean, she truly is the head of the snake. Coach Brock knows that. I mean, he reiterated it to us multiple times. We cannot let her get going early.
But as a playmaker, you have to give her respect. So.
Exactly, and that's what makes her so tough, because you come out too far, she's going to go right past you with that quick first step.
Averages 8 assists per ball game, second best in the conference right now. Lubert, a little reverse pivot. Comes up a little long, and Shear dives in for the rebound. Coach Campbell says she's like WD-40. She makes everything work better. Suarez tried to give it up to Hunter.
I think she should have gone up with that, yeah.
I think you're right. This is Luca Malinka out of the corner, a Division II transfer, inside to Lubert. Again going to work, and Clara Silva stands up tall inside. Shear in transition. Hunter, Miles joining. The no-look feed back to Hunter. And again, the three-pointer just off. It'll stay here with TCU. One thing you'll notice about Olivia Miles is she almost thinks it's a little too easy to look at the players she's going to pass to.
I mean, she is elite with her passing, her vision, the way she gets everyone involved. I mean, if you're her teammate, you have to be ready for the ball at all times, because it will come at unexpected moments.
Jadeja Brackens is in, a stretch 4. Transfer from University of North Texas, in for Lubert. TCU with the early lead, despite not finding the range early on. And on the reverse layup, Silva a little bit long, and on the rebound, there's a foul inside on Silva. A couple players go down on the play. We're taking a look at Tessa Engelman. Engelman out of Calgary, the transfer from Mount St. Mary's. Obviously smarting as she gets up to her feet. Engelman, the 6'3" junior, got tangled up. Looked like it may be an ankle issue.
Yeah, just tough right there to see it twisted, falling down, but hopefully she's okay. Someone that you need in this game, Tarleton State going to use everyone to their disposal when they're going up against a ranked team like TCU. So you hope she's available to come back.
Brock starting 2 players with size, Engelman and Lubert, and they both had to come out of the ball game early. Jacoria Long, great at getting to the bucket, feeds it outside, a step around 3, doesn't go for Malinka, but an offensive rebound torn down by Kiriana Jones. Texans using their speed, and an offensive foul out front as Jalen Brill, playing on only her 2nd game for Tarleton State, picks up the offensive foul. Mark Campbell's team averaging 90 points a game. He said that win over NC State about as good of a non-conference road victory as he can remember in his career. Silva inside in the midst of a triple team. The 6'7" Silva dumps it in.
Well, that game, I mean, the offense was great on the road, but what Coach Campbell also really liked was the defense, because that is the journey that's going to carry you far into the season and getting into postseason play. I mean, he knows all of his players can shoot and score, but the defense is what really is going to separate this team.
Another offensive rebound. You got to complete the defensive possession. Long doesn't go. Brackens has the board. Players that stand 6'7" or taller comes in for TCU. Kennedy Basham is in, the transfer from Arizona State, to play the post spot. Also Taylor Bigby is in. Olivia Miles lofts the 3, in and out. Basham keeps it alive. It's last touched by Tarleton State.
Miles has just never sped up, though. And she plays at her own pace. Nothing phases her. I mean, she's just so composed throughout the entire game, which is so impressive.
Says her favorite point guard is Chelsea Gray, and patterns her game after her with the court vision. The ability to score, but she doesn't have to. Bigby, nice up and under move, comes up short, grabs her own, and keeps the pen. It was start to the season for Donovan Hunter. She is 50% from outside, 14 of 28.
Yeah, a pure shooter, great form, but really has put in the work in the offseason to elevate her game to the next level.
Olivia Miles getting in there and forcing the tie ball. It does stay with Tarleton State. Hunter playing a secondary role last season. TCU graduated 3 players that were alphas in their own right a season ago in Haley Van Lith, Sedona Prince, and then Madison Connor, what she could do at the wing. Donovan Hunter also starting on that team, but didn't have to pick up the scoring. This year proving she can do it, and she can do it with efficiency. Yeah,
you've just seen the progression throughout her career, and that's just a credit to Coach Campbell and how he develops players.
She's a coach's kid too, so she's been developed by her parents as well over the years, as Shadeja Brackens was given the grenade and it went off in her hands. Tough start for Bill Brock's team offensively. He wants to be better defensively. He wants to be better on the boards, but also shot selection. That has been a problem early this season for Tarleton State.
Yeah, they got some things to work on. Definitely have played in some close games, but they didn't find a way to finish those, and so Coach Brock just has some things that he wants to see his team work on. The assist-to-turnover ratio, another big thing that he pointed out to us. He said, we've got to do a better job taking care of the ball. Obviously, no assists because there have been no field goals. 3 turnovers so far on the Tarleton State side, and make it 4. This Horned Frog defense, it's not high pressure, but their length bothers teams. Yeah, they're really not even going for the steal, but just their athletic ability, their wingspan, they're active, and they're speeding you up just enough where you feel uncomfortable and you're out of rhythm and you can't get into the flow of your offense. TCU starting to get into rhythm offensively, meanwhile, making their last 3 field goals. Olivia Miles sees a sliver of space, misses on the shot, didn't establish position back in bounds as that ricochet came off the hands of Basham. Mark Campbell continuing to coach his team in the 1-2-2 3/4 court trap. That's not where you want to pick the ball up in the corner right there. Lucky to pass out of that. Nice offensive play, though. Able to get it one-on-one inside to the 6'6" Lou Bear, but she's unable to finish. Bigby shows and goes down the baseline, twirling her body and fouled.
and heads to the line for two.
TCU pushing the ball, the transition defense for Tarleton State. They just can't get all the way back. You're out of position. You're trying to rotate over quickly. A nice job there by the Horned Frogs, taking advantage of not letting them get set up in their defense.
Taylor Bigby playing with USA 3x3 this summer. How can that help a player? I know it really helped Haley Van Lith when she played in the Olympics the season before she started playing for Mark Campbell and TCU.
Yeah, when you're playing with great players around you, when you have a basketball in your hand all summer, when you're getting different experiences, seeing different types of basketball and styles, I mean, it helps you so much. You stay in the groove, you're staying in basketball shape, and it translates over into the college basketball season.
And so for Taylor Bigby, who already has 5 just here in the first quarter, 15-1. What a start for TCU. Bielefeld inside commits the foul as Allie Myers off that cut was able to receive the pass and heads to the line for the first time this season.
I think this is the best thing that Tarleton State can do right now when they're struggling to shoot the ball. Try to get it inside, force a foul, get yourself to the free throw line to not only get you some points, but give you a little bit of confidence that, okay, we can score. You see the ball go through the basket. With the shooter's touch, there.
But it did for Allie Myers, the transfer from Seward County Community College. As a sophomore last year, averaged 8 and 8. As a freshman, he averaged 11.5 points and 13 rebounds. One of the leading rebounders in junior college as a freshman at Seward County. Most importantly, a 2-for-2 trip. Bielefeld downhill the whole way, and the freshman heads to the line to shoot two as she found a lane that she likes. Fourth team foul for Tarleton State. Laura Bielefeld, youngest player to ever play for Germany's national team at just 17 years old. You might think at 6'4", she's more of like a stretch 4. No, she is very much a guard with great skills, excellent passer.
And really, most of the time, TCU has at least 4 players. They're big, but they can all bring it up the floor. They can be that point guard. They can get you into the offense, and that's what makes them so dynamic, is because you don't have to get it into Olivia Miles' hands. Yes, you do want it in her hands as much as possible, but other players can also bring it up the floor.
Lyles, that was not a shot. She was lobbing it in the direction of Engelman, and it clangs off the rim. Cross-court pass to Maddie Shear. It's picked off.
Yeah, that's just a bad pass there. Too far, too long, too much of a lob there. Easy interception.
Pull-up 3 for Markaya Willis, though. Comes up begging. The sophomore out of Waco, unable to hit that field goal. TCU still off to this hot start. It's Bielefeld around the screen, fires the 3, and Myers comes down with the carom. Tarleton State still 0 of 9 from the field.
Yeah, see if they can be patient here, get a basket to go here before the end of the first.
But right into Kennedy Basham, who sends it away. In her debut for Tarleton State a few weeks ago, she had 6 blocks in a single game.
Basham, one of the best shot blockers. If she's anywhere near, you better be watching out for her. It's going to be tough to get your shot off. Tarleton State still struggling to get their first bucket.
The second leading returning shot blocker in the country to somebody named Lauren Betts, whoever that is. Tip ball outside. Nothing there again. Contested shot and headed to the line to shoot 2. Gia Adams, who we talked about in the pregame, playing in her 4th Division I school at Tarleton State. A coach that player that Bill Brock knows can lead his team. She's the leading scorer this season, but wants a little better shot selection from the senior.
Yeah, just the decision maker. She's asking, or been asked to do a lot this year, improve her role of what she did last season, not just as a scorer, but now trying to be smart and get everyone else involved as well. But with that comes the responsibility of taking care of the ball, and she's struggled at times throughout these first 5 games with the turnovers.
And it's tough for Gia Adams because she sat out all of last year. and she was with the UNT program, but didn't play for Coach Burton there. And so you take a year off, and it takes some time in every facet, and decision-making is probably one of those places.
Absolutely, not just the game shape and understanding the intensity of an actual game, live basketball, but yeah, just the developing of trying to take care of the ball, get your shot in rhythm. There's so much that goes into it, and when you're out for a full season, it takes some time.
Miles slashing and showing why she's one of the best players in the world at her position. The 0 to 100 acceleration, and heads to the line for two. Olivia Miles bypassing what certainly would have been being a top 2 pick in the WNBA draft to come back for a graduate season, and to do so at TCU. Putting up some great numbers this year. 0 for 2 on that trip, though. Tarleton State hanging in there thanks to holding TCU to just 16 points. It's still looking for a field goal. Adams goes outside. Engelman with 2 to shoot, knocked away from Willis, and a steal ends the first quarter. And so it's just second best in the country for any defense. And so far, it's been an 0 of 12 start overall for Tarleton State. They have not hit a field goal. A repost to Suarez, going to work. Tries the dirt from the baseline, comes up short. Mark Campbell takes a turn down the baseline and has to figure out what's going to work offensively for his team. Pull up from Jones, a little bit long, and Clara Silva in for the rebound. Nice lead pass for Hunter. She's cut off.
Three-pointer, but you got to just start to try to piece a couple offensive possessions together if you're Tarleton State.
And on the defensive end, man, Hunter, she's going to hit her open shots. Knocking down 2 threes already in this one. Meanwhile, for Tarleton State, another miss from outside the arc, but Texans are going after the offensive rebound. Scored a bucket in second chance opportunities last time up the floor. Shear tries to cut into the passing lane, and she's called for the foul, reaching in on Willis.
Those offensive rebounds for Tarleton State helping them. That's something Coach Campbell said we got to do a better job blocking out, limiting every possession to just one look for our opponent. We cannot let them get a second or third chance.
There's a player that can definitely get after the O boards. You see the shooting. Wow, 1 of 17 for Tarleton State. So there have been 16 available offensive rebounds potentially for Tarleton State in this one. Engelman trying to throw through, knocked away by Silva, stolen by Suarez. Miles shakes, baseline, hits the runner off the glass. Olivia Miles with 5 already. Shear picks up her second foul of the second quarter.
All right, TCU, they get the steal. Olivia Miles, once again, just so patient, reading the defense. The help doesn't come over in time. She gets the rim. She now has 5 early points.
TCU not even executing at their peak efficiency as Shear comes out of nowhere to pick up the block. But that's something she's done in her career. She's a guard, and she's a long guard at that. 5'10", but she plays even bigger.
Once again, another player with length showing off that shot blocking ability. It's just making it so difficult. Tarleton State's getting too deep, and that's why they're getting their shots blocked. Hunter
takes it away, running with Suarez, able to Euro inside for the finish. Marta Suarez out of Spain in her graduate season, transferring in from Cal. She has been a steady revelation for Mark Campbell. TCU trying some zone on this possession. And Lubert got caught up. Tried to make that turn, but left the ball behind her to travel.
Well, and it was just great defense there by Silva, holding her ground. She's strong. She has a great base about her on that defense possession and just makes it difficult.
And it does. That was the big thing that Mark Campbell was just concerned the most about this season? How are we going to come together defensively? Well, they just only gave up 59 on the road to NC State, and now they're continuing to dominate defensively against Tarleton State. Long, able to make her way through the pressure off the side of the glass from Malinka. Shot clock did not reset. It's down to 12 for Jacoria Long. Long, a former scholarship cheerleader in junior college before she picked up basketball again.
Yeah, Silva gets a big defensive stop and then comes down on the offensive end and scores herself. She does a great job in this one-on-one opportunity right here, a fadeaway bucket with a nice touch.
Meanwhile, Lubert, who had started 0 from the floor in this one, finally hits her first. She's now 1 of 6. And an offensive foul called against TCU. They'll give it to Suarez.
And Lubert was who they were trying to get going early in this one. That very first possession, they got it inside to her. So it's something that they've gone back to now here in the second quarter, trying to establish the freshman.
So after the turnover by TCU, Tarleton State getting their second field goal, trying to get into rhythm offensively and beating Lubert. And Lubert playing with some real poise now. That shoulder right into the chest of Kennedy Basham and finishing the and one.
Nice job there. She's coming off her first double-digit career game, trying to build off that for the freshman. And last couple possessions, they're getting it into her and letting her go to work.
Yeah, they really fed her against McNeese State. This one falls right down to her. Now she's starting to play with some real aggression in there.
Yes, running straight to the rim, calling for the ball. Great job there, just playing in transition, getting out into the open court.
And TCU elongates the lead to 19. They win by an average of 46 points per game in non-conference home games under Mark Campbell. Turning to
for the most part, they're getting back in transition, which was a big key. And so if you do that, then you force TCU to set up in their regular offense, and they can't get those looks in transition. So that takes some time off the clock, and that also, makes them slow things down themselves offensively. So if you can get back, that takes care of a lot of it.
Only 6 points in transition so far for Tarleton State. That was the #1 key for Bill Brock coming in. We had to find the shooters in transition. 0 for 2 trip for Elodie Lubert. 5 points in the matchup so far. In for the first time for TCU. The guard out of San Diego State, Veronica Sheffy, that three-pointer clangs off. TCU so far in the matchup, 5 of 12 from deep. Long trying to get that post entry. Some good work defensively by Basham. Lubert turns baseline. Basham may have blocked the shot. It's out. And it's last touch by Tarleton State.
Well, Tarleton State's only made 3 field goals in this one. 2 of them have come from Lubert, and you can see that's what they're really trying to do, is continue to get it inside to her and let the freshman go to work.
Well, if she can have success against these shot blockers, gain some of that confidence, she could have a big season in the WAC. As Miles misses on the 3. The rebound by Caroline Lyles. She went to high school, at least her last couple years, in Argyle, about 30 miles to the north. Catch and shoot by Lyles. Does this a lot. Langs off the rim, and here comes Bigby for TCU. Miles goes inside, flashes to the cup, reverse with the right hand.
The way that she just knows when it's time to pass it.
Another bucket for Lubert, who leads all Tarleton State scores with 7. Bigby stepping back. Confident look. Basham has the offensive rebound in the double team. Hits Sheffy outside. Sheffy gets it right back from Suarez. Catch and shoot triple. Out to the corner. Thought she had lost her. No dice. Here comes Sheffy for TCU. Tarleton State back defensively. Suarez. That's a deep 2. TCU, their next 4 games at home, including tonight, all against teams from Texas. Next time out on Sunday. We'll be back at home again. Rip around move inside. Engelman fouled. Heads to the line to shoot 2.
Hubert comes out, Engelman comes in, and they still do the same thing. They're trying to get it to their post players. They really don't have the size advantage overall in this one against TCU, but they feel like that's their best chance to get points, is go down low and let their bigs go to work.
And Engelman will try to get it done at the line, averaging a respectable 5 and 5 early this season. Engelman, the transfer from Mount St. Mary's. She was there for 2 years. Originally from Canada. Played at DME Academy in Florida. Late in her high school career before starting her college career at Mount St. Mary's. Goes 2 of 2. Tarleton State cuts it down to 17. Olivia Miles comes out of the matchup for the first time. Natalie Mazarek is in for TCU to play a post spot. And on the drive, Parker, the A&M transfer, has it knocked away. It's a great opportunity for Long, but she fumbles it out. Jacoria Long, preseason All-Western Athletic Conference. Has been a good shooter and a good penetrator in her time in Stephenville, her 3rd year after transferring in from Blinn. Parker gets another shot. Around the screen, Bigby keeps it herself and scoops to the hoop. Taylor Bigby has 7 points for TCU.
Yeah, a nice move there, weaving through the traffic to get all the way to the rim.
Bigby, another one of these players with a lot of experience, playing in her 117th career game tonight. Bracken's on the baseline. The UNT transfer to Long. Bouncer, Lyles leaves it behind her. Suarez takes it away. Up to Sheffy, running the floor. And again, Tarleton State able to get back. TCU goes into their offense. Mazarek sets the screen. Instead, it's Suarez stepping into one. Mazarek keeps it alive, but right into the Tarleton State bench. Marta Suarez, not quite as on fire as she was in the win over NC State, where she scored 26. Difference game clock to shot clock here. It's about 15. And inside, a good reverse lay-in. Engelman scores down low. Shot clock still on. Tarleton State got the 2 for 1. Parker leaves it behind her, and nobody else touched it. Out of bounds, and Tarleton State gets the last chance in the first half.
Well, they've done better in the second quarter now. I mean, it's just 12-18 if you're looking at just this quarter. So a bucket here could definitely give them some more confidence going into the locker room. And
turnovers mounting a bit for TCU, especially with the 2s on the floor. Lyles spins in. Catch and shoot 3 by Long. Clangs too deep. Brackens has the rebound, goes back up and is fouled. Brackens, great leaping ability. Led Fairfield to a couple state championships in her time in Central Texas. Heads to the line for 2.
Yeah, Brackens really dominated the glass when she played at North Texas. Didn't play a ton of minutes, but when she came in, that's what she was known for, is finding a way to get a rebound. And a great job here with the clock running down to give yourself an opportunity to add a couple points before you go into the locker room.
It's a great vertical. I've seen videos of her dunking a tennis ball. 5'11". Certainly a rare feat. 6 seconds left in the half. Good close to the half for Tarleton State. And Sheffy gets fouled from behind. As Bill Brock was saying, don't foul, don't foul.
Yeah, they did exactly what he told them not to do. Foul there with 3 seconds left. Well, just want to make it tough. Contest shot, but you don't need a foul here in this situation.
Well, Tarleton State does have plenty of fouls to give. Suarez with 2, with 1, through the double team. It doesn't put it up in time. Trying to pass 8th straight home victory, which would be an all-time record for any basketball program at TCU. Starting the second half, Tarleton State with the ball trying to be more efficient offensively than they were in the first half when they shot just 18%. The entry feed from out front on the deck, and it's the 6th steal for TCU. Miles looking for transition points, and it's an offensive foul on Silva as she walked back Lubert inside.
Yeah, not the start you wanted if you're Tarleton State, turning the ball over on your first possession, but you find a way to get it back. A nice job there by Lubert, just battling down low and force Silva into a position where she gets called for a foul.
I mean, it's a tough matchup for Elodie Lubert, but she's gotten better as the night has gone on.
And that has to give you so much confidence. This is your first year playing college basketball. You're going up against the number 10 team in the country. There's positives you can take away from this game.
In transition, Donovan Hunter lines it up and just rolls it out. Lubert getting back defensively for the rebound. Great look for TCU offensively. One of the better three-point shooting teams in the country at 43% coming in. TCU, it is assist number 13 on 15 made baskets. Lubert scooping all the way through, but Basham stands tall. Miles didn't like Hunter's leak out, leaves it behind her, unable to regain the form. Jones off to Lubert, trying to run ahead and had too far to go on those big steps.
Yeah, just wasn't able to slow herself down and get a touch on that one. And TCU games and didn't translate to wins, but hopefully that will help them down the road in these games moving forward.
I think there's an aspect of their game as Jalen Brill steps into a jumper. Bill Brock knows how to win basketball games, and one of the things he wanted to do coming into tonight was attack the TCU size. He's already fouled out Clara Silva, and Basham has 4 fouls already. Meanwhile, Suarez follows her own with a make, but that's not something that I would have had coming into this game. So much foul trouble for the TCU bigs.
Well, that's a credit to the freshman Lubert right there. I mean, she's struggled. She's shooting 3 for 12 down low, but the fact that they have continued to go to her and let her try to work against the TCU bigs. She's fouled out Silva. Basham has 4, so a credit to the game plan and how they've been able to execute that, and that's exactly what Coach Brock's wanted. He said, we got to keep it in perspective.
Absolutely.
We need to find ways and positive things to take from this game, and that definitely is one area they can.
Kennedy Basham, well, see how long she's able to stay in the game playing with those 4 fouls. She accrued all within an 8-minute span in the first half, but scores inside here. TCU back up by 23 in Fort Worth. Malinka gets picked up. A 21-point game earlier this season. Another mid-range offering, but Brill is in and out. Another player with length coming off the bench for Bill Brock. Miles out to Hunter. Back to Miles again. Once again, Tarleton State defensively is back. Miles on the pick and roll, sees what she wants, leans inside, and Willis commits the foul, raking her over the arm.
Yeah, she called for the screen. She saw an opening, 3-level scorer, and is so dynamic and has such a complete game.
Not like Austin Ivan back in the day. Just saying, I see a lot of Austin Ivan and Olivia Miles.
Do not even compare me at all. I mean, man, Olivia Miles is miles ahead of me when it comes to every aspect of my game.
A baker's dozen tonight for Olivia Miles. Always get the fans going crazy anytime she does anything. TCU had some success with this zone trapping press in the first half. Tarleton State able to break it. See the 3-point field goals. TCU hasn't made one in the second half, but Tarleton State only 1 make all night. All the way to the rack. Malinka unable to knock it down. It'll go back over to TCU. Tough shooting night for Bill Brock's team. Still sub 19% as a team.
Again, it's that inside-out game, and it's why TCU is one of the best 3-point shooting teams in the country, because they are so smart with their shot selection.
Lubert can't knock it down. For Bigby, it's her 3rd time she's hit 10 points on the nose this season, and over her career, her 18th. double-figure game. Little of this, little of that from Olivia Miles. Just wide of Suarez, but Hunter keeps it alive. Now Basham, patient against Loubert. But it's taken away. Awkward step from Malinka, but she's able to handle it. With 3 minutes left in the third quarter, and Tarleton State trying to make a run. Brackens says mouse in the house, but she's unable to finish as Olivia Miles is able to stick right with the bouncier Brackens.
I think Basham got a hand on that one. That might be her fourth block of the game. If so, I mean, she's just seems like she's everywhere when she's on defense, and Tarleton State, I'm sure, feels that way too. They just can't seem to find a way to get a shot off around her.
I will say Tarleton State is the kind of team that if a team's having an off-shooting night as there's a non-contact injury, Olivia Miles, wow, that's some fun stuff. Bielefeld wants to get into it too. Shear in transition, can't knock down the three, and there's a foul on Basham who's done. So both of them have fouled out. But back the other way, some concern after the injury to Willis. And we've got a technical foul as well against the bench for TCU. And this is why Tarleton State can give teams some issues. If they force you into a bunch of fouls and you have an off-shooting night and you're off your game, I think Bill Brock's team could win some games that they're not expected to this season. Maybe not against the number 10 team in the country, but they could knock off some teams, pick up some quad 2 victories out there.
Absolutely, and that's why they're playing games like this, for learning experiences. They already played Texas A&M, so now playing another power conf help them down the road.
It's a Texas A&M team that they led by double digits at one point early. Kind of ran out of steam in College Station. But Brock's team may be on the verge of a big breakthrough this season. It's not going to be tonight. Gia Adams guarded by the 6'4" Bielefeld. There's just size at every turn, even without the 6'7" players out there. Taken away easily by Bigby. Gives it up. Shear out of the corner. Rims it out. And she's playing chess. Everybody else is playing checkers.
In a league of her own. I mean, she is just such a smart player to recognize that, to be in position, to come in for the steal, and to finish through a lot of contact.
(15 and 5) for Olivia Miles. Still convinced that she was fouled on that attempt the other way. Kiriana Jones was fouled. Rims out her first free throw. She's from Little Rock. As Miles, even in a non-conference game that doesn't seem like it has the same type of luster that the NC State matchup had that was nationally televised, Miles still bringing the passion and the energy tonight.
Yeah, it's the competitive intangible about her game that makes her so special. I mean, regardless of the opponent, regardless of the score, if it's the first play of the game or the last play of the game, she's going to give it her all.
She really relishes the opportunity to play this game and to play this season in Fort Worth. Bielefeld took the bunny hop. TCU having to go with a little bit more bench in this one. They were able to stay out of foul trouble and only use 7 players at NC State in the 69-59 win. Tonight, 2 centers have fouled out. They've had to go deeper.
Yeah, forced to go to the bench more, but at the same time, it's a great opportunity for these other players to get some minutes and learn and play with the other starters as well. So, I mean, there's a lot of value that comes from it.
Miles lofts it out of the corner, and Miles is raked by Brackens, and maybe some contact across the face. Miles looks no worse for wear. She's checking that jawline that was just on Slam Magazine, making sure everything's good. In the era of NIL, you got to make sure you look good, too.
Absolutely.
The Horned Frogs haven't been as sharp as they're capable of being, haven't been that top 10 in the nation kind of efficiency team this evening.
But I think that's okay. It is still so early in the season. You do not want to be picking. You have to remember that this is a basically completely new team. None of these players have really played together before, so there are going to be learning moments. They're still trying to mesh with each other, and it's still so early. You're not too worried about that. You just want to find opportunities to get better.
Marta Suarez, just love her ability at 6'3" to put the ball on the deck about as well as anybody does in the country for her size.
Well, she's a three-point threat. She shot fakes. She draws the defense out, and then with her size, she can put it on the floor, get to the rim. It makes her a dynamic player and difficult to defend because you don't know which you want to take away.
Foul on Engelman. And a three-point play by Suarez. She's back in double figures. She's been in doubles 4 of the 5 games this season for TCU. 12 points tonight, plus the 7 rebounds. Not even through 3. She hasn't even had one of her better games. 3-second difference, game clock to shot clock. A little face up for Myers, tries to throw it out. Shear got a hand on it. 8 to shoot. Adams wants a screen out front, takes it from Brackens. Brackens with 2, out of control, floats, and can't hit. But an offensive rebound by Lyles, stripped away, and that...
It's in double figures for the Horned Frogs.
And Bigby, over the course of her career, the team is 14-0 when she scores at least 9. It's like bonus offense, and for her to have 13, a new season high, certainly helping things lean the way. Tarleton State. Tough defensive cover for Suarez inside, but she stands up against Lubert. And some numbers for TCU. Catch and shoot triple. Trailing 3 by Suarez, but it clangs off. TCU has the highest scoring top 3 in the nation in Hunter, Miles, and Suarez.
They average 51 points, I think, for those 3. And Coach Campbell said, hey, it could honestly be a different trio. I mean, that's the balance of this team on any given night. It might be another one of the starters you insert into that trio, and we've seen that tonight with Bigby coming in off the bench, getting to 13 points, and so that's what makes this team so dangerous. You know, the offense starts with Olivia Miles, but the way she gets everyone involved, they're hard to stop.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Him talking about those other players that can factor in, as Hunter is in double figures herself now. But Maddie Shear had a 22-point game a couple times out ago against Tennessee State. This one's blocked by Shear. Getting it back and Long, trying to tiptoe that baseline, just steps out. Another turnover on the Tarleton State Texans as TCU has really upped the intensity defensively even in these opening moments of the fourth quarter. Here's Olivia Miles, able to get a paint touch herself. Suarez passes up on the open 3 to step inside, blocked by Lubert, but fouled, and Suarez hits the line for 2. It's actually the first foul on Lubert tonight.
Suarez is someone Coach Campbell talked about that. I mean, she is just a competitor. He said she's wired different. I mean, the way that she has invested in herself, in her body, what she does off the floor. I mean, she does everything right, and it translates to the way that she plays the game, and she has had so much success to start this year.
Now, you drew comparisons to Haley Van Lith and the way she took care of her body and thought about nutrition and thought about how much that she wanted to get out of her final season of college basketball. And Silva's very much the same way.
Yeah, fully invested in. For a lot of college players, they're not. I mean, I would say when I was back in college, I wasn't thinking about those things at all. But, I mean, that's just the maturity of Suarez and really this entire team being one of the oldest, and that you can tell that they have experience and they understand what all comes with playing basketball at this level and being a part of a special team.
Olivia Miles, meanwhile, isn't going to back away from a minor verbal altercation. Meanwhile, Bill Brock Little heart-to-heart. But she was really making it tough on Jacoria Long inside. Tried a couple slap overs, a slap around. Finally got called for the foul the third time.
Wonder what Coach Brock was saying to Olivia Miles there. I mean, he had a lot of respect for not just Miles, but this entire TCU team. And we talked to him earlier this week. I mean, he knows it's a tremendous team and loves this opportunity for his team to play such an elite ball club. And so, I mean, he's just probably telling her, hey, good luck the rest of the season.
And there's no doubt, I mean, he's coached some unbelievable players, some of the best of all time in his career. Look at Brittany Griner. That one is out, last touched by Tarleton State. Bill Brock really wanted ball security in this one, and he's going to find it somewhere. He's got a large bench to work with this season. More time for Caroline Lyles. Allie Myers also taking a seat with 7:49 to play in Fort Worth.
12 newcomers on his team out of the 15 roster spots, so 7th most in Division I. So a lot of new pieces he's trying to put together and see the best combinations and who works well together. But they have some potential, and he likes this group. He knows they're definitely not a finished product, but he's seen some spurts throughout these first 5 games of the season that he's liked some things.
He knows what strings to pull early in the season. He knows how to challenge a team. Meanwhile, I love this look for Suarez. She doesn't get to play the 5 a lot on this deep team, but she is tonight. And what do you think it gives TCU when they're able to get the ball down in the paint to Marta Suarez, let her create for herself or distribute?
It shows off her versatility, but it just also explains how TCU, regardless of who is in the lineup, they're going to plug someone in and try to do the same things, get it inside and then kick it back out. And Suarez showing that she can be that player for the Horned Frogs.
Nice hustle play and up the floor. Long checking behind her and able to lay it home. Really good hustle play in the corner to save it back in bounds by Chia Adams. It leads to a breakout bucket. She was open underneath. Just to give it up to Bigby. She's been wide open all night. Misses for one of the few times this evening. It's 3 of 5 from Triple Land. The team has made 7 threes for TCU.
Below their average if they typically knock down at least 11 throughout this season so far. Still have a few to go to get to that number.
Hey, Tarleton State's a tough defensive team. Deep triple doesn't go. Shear did not have the rebounding position and fouls Jones. For TCU, it's team foul number 3 of the quarter. 3rd on Shear as well. Miles drags out Bielefeld, trying to go one-on-one against the freshman. Little reverse pivot by Lyles, just leaves it on the lip of the cup. Miles, when she rebounds her position, starts the break herself. Miles losing her feet. Bielefeld dives to the cup. Not rewarded with the lay-in, but made the right read. And there's a foul underneath on Jacoria Long.
That's exactly right. You love the cut right to the basket. Can't finish it, but that's the right play right there.
And Suarez picks up the foul on Long. And Suarez has been a tough cover down low. Suarez grabs her own miss. Suarez rolls it home. I don't know, it just reminds you of like your aunt or uncle just playing on Thanksgiving down low and just kind of grinding down low and
jab step, take your time,
absolutely.
Patient, fade away.
One-on-one. It's like, man, I can't block anything. Bigby again. And she's been dialed in, misses in and out. The loose ball goes on Bielefeld. Laura Bielefeld getting some of her longest playing time of her young career. Kind of a future piece for Mark Campbell. But you just can't teach 6'4" at the wing.
Yeah,
just a puzzle piece that doesn't come very often.
Yeah, that's. I wish I had something like that I could have used to my advantage. But like you said, I mean, you have that to pair with the talent and the skill set. Makes for a really great basketball player.
After the turnover, the offensive foul on Dariana Jones. TCU gets Sheffy back on the floor to play a guard spot. Miles inside. Suarez delivers. Assist number 7 tonight for Miles, and Suarez silently up to 20 points again. A slow start. She didn't score in the first quarter. You're going to be making a case for Marta Suarez for all Texas teams. Suarez gets it back in the post, sets up Sheffy, leans into a 3 and comes up short. And that's good offense for TCU, the kind of shots they want. It's been a wire-to-wire type of night with Austin Ivan and the whole crew. I'm John Little. TCU shooting 46% from the floor, and Tarleton State slugging their way to a 16% effort from the floor, in large part thanks to the great TCU defense.
Yeah, the second quarter was really the bright spot for them, getting to double figures, scoring 13 points, but the first quarter just 5, the third quarter 8, and right now they're just at 3, and so
Bielefeld, a beauty out of the corner.
Yeah, it's been a tough night for Tarleton State, but TCU, on the other hand, they...
Able to knock down a 3 for the freshman. Olivia Miles has been on the deck a time or two. Always one to play to contact. Miles Knight, 17 points. She's done so on 11 field goal attempts. She's 4 of 5 inside the arc. 6 of 9 at the foul line.
Well, even that last game at NC State, I think she finished 4 for 18 maybe, so not the most efficient game, but Coach Campbell said he watches film with her one-on-one after every game, and he said, look, I want the ball in your hand regardless in the fourth quarter, at all times in the game, but especially in the fourth quarter. I have so much trust and belief in you, and even if it's not your night and you're struggling to shoot the ball, we still want the offense to run through you.
Well, there's no doubt. She's the most dynamic player in the Big 12 and maybe in the nation as well. They've been the last moment tonight for Olivia Miles, and once again, she does what she does. Her 27th career game of at least 15, 5 and 5 tonight. Tarleton State can't find an easy shot against this disciplined defense of TCU. First half for Talia Parker wasn't outstanding. She'll look to flash in the second half. Number 21 in white has a lot of versatility. Meanwhile, Mazarek can really hit the 3. Parker comes out with the offensive rebound. Strip going back up. Natalie Mazarek comes out with the board. Plenty of time to shoot as the shot clock reset to 20.
Hey, if Parker could have made that shot with her shoe falling off, that would have been one to add to the highlight reel. She's still struggling to get it back on.
Even had to go down to the ground. How rare is that, right? Oh, yeah. I mean, she like triple knotted that thing. Big assist by Ola and the coaching staff for TCU. Get that thing untied. It was difficult. Higby comes back in for the Horned Frogs. Much to Parker's shock and surprise with 2:20 to go. Run to the rim by Tarleton State, but the Texans unable to hit as Perez Richard gets denied. Mazarek gets it back. And she is a crowd favorite, but not only that, she is a favorite of this team as well. They love her attitude, and they love when she gets a chance to get in the game and shoot from the outside. Higby. Defensive rebound, has wing options either way. Bielefeld so happy.
Or wants to just play ISO on their own and go take it to the rim. I mean, he's intentional with who he's bringing into this program and trying to figure out who can fit together, and he has found a group that can do that.
That makes it 21 assists tonight on 26 made field goals. That doesn't even count an opportunity like that, which is a free throw line trip directly from a pass. Showing and going, and getting hacked inside the lane, but no foul to show for it is Reinders. Sheffy back up the floor, gives it to Mazarek, lines up a three, third time not the charm. A minute left. Another three-pointer by Perez Richard. Can't find the mark for the Texans. Few shy of a TCU career high. And even here late, TCU making it tough on Brill and any Texan who's looking for an easy basket. 16% shooting this evening for the Texans. It's going to be one of the best defensive performances in Tarleton State history when it's all, or in Texan history, I should say, TCU history, when it's all said and done. And for Tarleton State, it may want to be one of the best the toughest offensive performances they've ever endured.
Yeah, Coach Campbell before the game said right now he'd probably give his defense a B, maybe even a C, and I think that's going to be a better grade after tonight. He has to like what he's seen on the defensive end. We know TCU is going to be a high-powered offense throughout the season, going through Big 12 play, but what can make them elite is what they can do on the defensive end, and tonight they stepped up in a big way.
I mean, for Shear right there, that's her fourth block tonight. As a team, they've got 8 blocks and 12 steals, and Tarleton State is shooting 16% from the floor.
And they're getting those turnovers. They forced Tarleton State into 22 turnovers, and they converted that to 22 points as well. And so what they're doing with those opportunities is also impressive because they're getting it down the floor and letting the defense turn into offense.
Bielefeld, another takeaway, and a big defensive effort is going to go the way of the TCU Horned Frogs tonight. And for the 28th consecutive time, TCU is victorious at home.